Hey there, Internets. This is Kyle with another edition of the My Business Launch Secrets YouTube channel here in my sick new official YouTube recording studio, I guess you could say, i.e. just my new office. We're on day 96 or something here or 7 maybe of my journey to trying to start an online business and get from $0 to $1 million in the course of a year, about 3 months in. And for those keeping score at home, yes, I have not generated any revenue yet. So obviously, that's an important thing to start doing before too long. There's been, again, various reasons why this has gone on. And again, this is more just, these videos are more just for my own accountability. I'm trying to make a little progress every day. Unfortunately, at this point in time, I'm just got a lot going on with regards to my day job situation. And as I've mentioned in recent past videos, considering or am in the process of interviewing for a new job, which would be quite different from what I'm doing. So I'm trying to do some due diligence in understanding what the job would entail and kind of trying to formulate a plan for subsequent interviews that are upcoming here next week. Actually just got word today that they want to talk again in like 3 days. I mean, we're going into the weekend here, so on Monday they want to talk again. I just talked to him yesterday. So I was hoping it would have been a little bit later in the week to give me a little more time to do the research. I'm trying to do something a little bit unconventional by actually coming up with a plan for what I would bring to the job and what I would recommend they have me do in the job, just because it's kind of a higher level role, not quite executive level per se, but something along those lines, and there's a lot of flexibility in the position. And so based on the discussion I had yesterday, they kind of gave me some ideas of some areas potentially that I could see myself fitting in, again, bringing my unique skill set and experience to bear for the position. And so I thought I would just map that out and send that to him, a little brief presentation of sorts, at least to have something to kind of talk through in subsequent interviews, maybe even record a video, kind of walking through some of that and try to provide that to him in advance. So he might, if he had time, the guy I'm interviewing with, if he had time to check it out before we had a chat, that would maybe help speed up some of the conversation during the course of the meeting, I guess. But, I just kind of mapped out what I think I'd like to cover in such a presentation, but I don't know. I just need to scale it back, I guess. There's a lot of, I just want to be able to get into the details with, again, limited time that I have to put this together. And frankly, that's okay. They didn't really ask me to do anything, obviously, but I'm just trying to show that, yeah, I'm actually really interested in this gig. And hey, I'm actually thinking critically about how this could work out and trying to make it obvious that, hey, if you go with me for this position, here's what you're going to get. And as opposed to just, them kind of being, well, fingers crossed, we hope this guy can figure it out in a reasonable time frame. Rather, I'm not committing per se, but just saying, hey, this is generally how I would approach it, based on, of course, your feedback. One thing I've learned is it's always good to put something in front of somebody that they can look at. And then specifically, once you get words on a page that somebody can read or that you can talk to, then they can more easily, I think, respond to say, oh, well, no, this is either A, not what I was looking for, and you're off on this, and this point, or B, they'll say, yes, this is actually exactly what I was asking for, and so this is good to know that we're both in sync. Either way, it's kind of a win-win situation, because at the end of the day, the point is for them to be comfortable with what I'm bringing to the table, and for me to be comfortable with what I'm signing up to do if they want to, give me an offer to do the job, right? And again, if it's a situation where they come back and say, oh, well, this is not really what I was interested in doing, well, then either I can say, okay, let's tell me again what specifically is different that you were thinking about, and I can come back with a kind of revised plan if I'm comfortable in doing that. Or I could say, okay, well, it seems that you want to go off in a different direction. That's not really where I think I could provide you the most value, so I'm probably not the best fit for your role. And so be it, life goes on, right? So you went on that front, or again, if it's more like, oh yes, I can see now that you, Kyle, have listened to what we're saying, and we believe that this is the direction we would like to go, and so it's good to see that we're on the same page, that you were basically listening and paying attention during the first interview. Then that's good for me as well, hopefully. So anyway, that's what I've been spending some time just pondering, thinking about, trying to get that put together, because Again, it is the weekend, and although I might be working over the weekend, I want to give them sufficient time that they could have to potentially look at such a thing. So, yeah, I haven't done anything on the business is the bottom line. I did rearrange my little studio space here. I now officially got the two different lighting colors that they say you're supposed to have in your background, contrasting colors. I got the typical blue and like yellowish, orangish one side, which they say is a classic color combination for video, I guess. Also got the light shifted over on this side. Yesterday it was over on this side, and got the shadow, weird shadow from the microphone, so you couldn't see the bottom half of my face. So I got that shifted over to a reasonable situation there. It's not quite exactly where I want it, but I was limited in the capability of the stand that it's on. But I think it's pretty good. Move my bookshelf over here. Got a few things on it, so it looks like it's actually serving some purpose, but it doesn't look like complete shitfest over there of madness. Stacked up the old drum kit here behind me. Figured, hey, that's kind of something interesting that people might find interesting, whatever. And it conveniently hides the light pole that is sitting there behind it. And these random little box-looking things I'm actually going to be hanging up on the wall. That's part of my kind of sound insulation boxes, whatever, that help to dampen the reflections in this room, which is mostly all hard surfaces, although I did pick up this sweet rug that I'm now sitting on at the old Home Depot, so that, of course, helps sound reflections off the floor, but potentially might hang some here on top of the ceiling, and definitely can easily put them up on the walls here. So that's where we're at on that front. And yeah, I guess that's about it. I'm going to try to get a little more work done in terms of this workflow of things for the job interview. It's already late. I've kind of just been screwing around, not getting to do that task, get my mind back focused on actually doing work. That's been the problem with my day job, is I don't have a ton of pressure on me in my day job to get a lot of stuff done fine, in that it's a relatively low stress kind of environment because there's low expectations. And I know a lot of people would probably love to be in a job that have very low expectations, but I am, for one, finding it challenging to just stay motivated day to day when I don't have any real significant challenges to deal with at work, aside from really stupid, dumb ones, dealing with idiots. So with that, I'll leave it there. Hope you're doing well. Keep on kicking ass, taking names, and I will see you next time. Peace.